We've been reviewing the writing of a guy named Mark Fisher. He had a book just called Capitalist Reality. So I thought this would be a critique of economics from a different direction. He's an artist, or rather an art critic, pop music, pop art, and an extremely gifted and insightful guy. He committed suicide about a year ago. Depressed. Maybe it's kind of a harbinger of emotional things to come. He was depressed because in the capitalist world in which pop music and movies and all that are exchanged, he thought the creativity had been squashed out of it. It was all down to what can be monetized. And so he finally got so dark with it, he did himself in. We spent an awful lot of our time, maybe most of it, trying to get some money out doing some work, make some money with a business, capture more market share, get a little bigger chunk of world trade or whatever it is. Where is this going? That's really what Fisher had in mind. It's what thinkers way before Fisher had in mind. We just don't want to pay attention. And so, if you have a different view of what we're actually trying to do economically, we might come up with a whole different idea how to do it and be much happier. Now, I don't know what happiness is. I'm not even sure whether I am or not. Maybe you're not either. But you know when you're unhappy. And an awful lot of people are. That's not new. Way back in the 19th century, the Russians, leading up to the Communist Revolution, were terribly unhappy for decades. Sometimes without being able to put their finger on why. And a guy named Pytor Korposki devised what then was called anarchy. Actually, it's ideas for working people to self-organize to better themselves. That's what it was to him. And it was sort of the airy-fairy ideal of communism all the way through the Soviet Union. So if this has happened, why did it happen and why not? Well, villages, groups of people in not too great a numbers have self-organized for their own benefit and maybe to benefit nature around them for millennia. If it's not too big an organization, that works. Another key factor in it was that none of them were overwhelmingly driven to acquire more and more and more and more. They were working for them. Now, if you're a true capitalist and a pioneer, you will critique them just like I heard a pioneer critique the Native American. And that is a fundamental clash in values. And so our values that drive business today and this economic system need a tremendous shift. When we have a natural disaster, people naturally, in their own self-interest and for their own survival, will largely self-organize to do what's necessary to get out of trouble. And then we go back to normal. And what we have to do is figure out a new normal. A new normal that allows us to enjoy life while going for a different kind of ideal. Nature's ideal, which is the perpetuation of all life. Our life included. And so we're struggling a great deal to reconcile that with our ideas of the current system of business. We've got to get past that and reconcile it, or decide that it can't be reconciled very quickly and get on with things. Can you help us?